Before the birth of the crossover, sedans used to sell like hotcakes. But what happens when you get the best-selling sedan and turn it into a crossover? Well, you get this, the Toyota Corolla Cross. So as the name suggests, the Corolla Cross is built on the same platform as the Corolla Altis. And I'm glad they didn't take any shortcuts with the exterior. Because Toyota could have simply raised the Corolla, put a tailgate and some black body cladding and called it a day to give us a crossover. But obviously that's not what they did. And many were expecting this to be priced much higher than the Corolla sedan, but that's not the case. Because prices start at only 1,285,000 pesos for the 1.8G variant, while it tops out at 1,650,000 pesos for the 1.8V hybrid variant. Now the Corolla Cross may share the same platform with its sedan siblings, but that doesn't mean that the differences between the two are purely cosmetic. Because the sedan uses a double wishbone suspension with McPherson struts, while this uses a more basic torsion beam suspension at the back. Other changes are a bit more obvious. At the front, you get this huge grille that looks like a gaping mouth that's about to swallow you. You also get bi-beam LEDs for your headlights and LEDs for your DRLs and front fog lamps. While this G variant gets projector halogens and bulbs for fogs and DRLs. There's black body cladding that runs the circumference of the vehicle. Along the side, you get these gorgeous 18-inch wheels for the top-of-the-line version and 17s for the G variant. And behind these wheels are disc brakes, ventilated up front and solid at the back. You also get power folding side mirrors and a strip that runs across the top of the doors towards the D-pillar to give it a floating roofline. I just wish that the door pillars were actually black instead of being body color because they kinda stand out. But that won't be so obvious with dark tinted windows. The side of the Corolla Cross is actually very appealing. It doesn't look like it was designed by a computer because these body lines and bulges actually make it look like it was handcrafted by a bunch of artists. The D-pillar actually reminds me of something I reviewed not too long ago. At the back you get LED tail lamps, and upon opening this tailgate, it reveals 487 liters of cargo space. The top-of-the-line V variant also gets a tonneau cover. Inside, it's no surprise that this looks a lot like the interior of the Corolla sedan, but by no means is that a bad thing, because that means that functionality and ergonomics are spot on. On this base model, you don't get leather seats or a leather-wrapped steering wheel. There are also touches of fake stitching on the dash and door cards, but all touch points are extremely soft. There's no electronic park brake either. Instead, you get this foot brake, which may seem old school, but at least it declutters the center console. Now, the materials used here aren't what you'd call ultra-luxurious, and to be quite honest with you, the competition offers a bit more bells and whistles. But this won't exactly leave you wanting because you do get niceties such as one-touch power windows, automatic climate control, and speed sensing door locks. The top-of-the-line version would also give you a power-adjustable driver's seat, dual-zone climate control, and an auto-dimming mirror. The instrument cluster is analog for the base model, but the top-of-the-line version comes with a digital 7-inch TFT multi-info display. As for the infotainment, you get the 6.8-inch touchscreen. And this really looks like an homage to the television sets of the 90s, but it gets the job done. The top-of-the-line version would give you something a bit bigger, which is 8 inches, with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This is mated to 6 speakers for audio duties. Now you don't get a 360 camera, but at least you get a rear view camera, which is standard for both variants. At the back, there's obviously plenty of room. There's heaps of space, and I love the fact that you can also recline these seats up to 6 degrees. On the V variant, you'll even get rear air vents and USB ports, which won't be found on the G variant, but at least you get an armrest with 2 cup holders. Now there aren't any pockets on the bottom of the door cards, but you do get bottle holders on both sides. Again, you won't find some niceties offered by some of the competition, such as a panoramic sunroof, a 360 camera, Napa leather, stuff like that. And if you're really into that kind of thing, you might have to look elsewhere. But this has something that they don't, which is that Toyota badge up front. And to some, that's enough to seal the deal. You'll also be glad to know that there's no shortage when it comes to safety features, particularly for the V variant. Because as far as safety is concerned, on the top variant, you get a pre-collision system, automatic high beams, lane tracing and departure warning with steering assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. Standard on both variants, you get 7 airbags, hill launch assist, ABS with brake assist, and EBD and traction control. So under the hood, you get Toyota's trusty 1.8-liter dual VVTi motor that pumps out 140 horsepower and 172 newton meters of torque. The V variant comes with a hybrid power plant which is comprised of a 1.8-liter engine that works in sequence with an electric motor to power the vehicle. This leads to optimum fuel efficiency that can net you over 22 kilometers for every liter of fuel. And for those worried about maintenance costs, Toyota claimed that the battery will last the car's lifetime, granted the recommended periodic maintenance checks are done. So this may not have class-leading features or specs, but the fact that the price is so competitive and it wears this badge already makes it an extremely compelling option.